Hey, good afternoon. This isn't an official episode of Breakthrough Walls, but I have a buddy of mine in the green room right now waiting. And his name is Ron Howell. He is one incredible dude. So I'm going to bring Ron on. I said the modern day Mike Brady because he's an architect and he's freaking awesome. So here, let me bring Ron on. Say hi if you're here, by the way. Ron, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great there, Ken. Thanks for having me
Good.
on here. This is awesome.
Yeah. So, um, this just went out to a bunch of people. I didn't do I had somebody scheduled for for Breakthrough Walls this morning, and they had something come up and weren't able to make it. We have MD Babar Talukdar. MD Babar, where are you? Where are you from? Say hi and tell us where you're from. And share this out with all your friends. By the way, share this out. So, Ron, we just spent a week together in sunny Orlando, Florida.
Yes, beautiful.
You're
Florida.
part of the Turn It Up Mastermind. And hey, Debbie Schultz Bettendorf. There's Debbie. There's somebody else that's in the Grow Live Academy.
Hi, Debbie.
She is amazing. She has her own show that's amazing. And I know after I actually get you on a real Breakthrough Walls episode and you tell your whole story, she'll want to have you on her show. Maybe even before that. So Ron, rumor has it that you are one of the look at this, he's in Bangladesh, but rumor has it that you're the number one snowboarder in the world in your age category. Is that true?
There may have been a time when that was close to being true, but I've been doing that a long time before it was ever illegal to do in any of the resorts in the United States. So yeah, I've been doing it a long time.
And you've jumped out of helicopters onto the side of a mountain snowboarding.
That's the ultimate.
Like a straight down kind of thing, or gradual bunny slope.
The steeper the better, right?
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh, and you get up there and that helicopter drops you off, and the helicopter drops off, and when the helicopter leaves, you watch it drop down. You watch it, and you look over the side, and it's dropping down away from you. And then it goes down to the bottom and waits for you at the bottom. So
there would be a trail of vomit behind me. Be like, did this guy throw up all the way down the mountain? Yes. And Debbie says, have you heard of Lindsay Jacob Ellis?
I don't think so. She's the top snowboarder girl.
Huh. You don't know who it is?
No, she's a top snowboarder.
Oh, so you have her. Do you know her?
No, I don't know her.
Oh, okay. Well, you're also, just for the heck of it, like a big time surfer.
Yes. Well, that's what got me into snowboarding, because I was a skater. I'm from Venice. We were skating, surfing since we were born, basically. I mean, we were
like roller skates,
skateboards, born on a skateboard, where we took the skate that's apart and put them on 2x4s and turned them into skateboards. That was before you could even buy a skateboard. That was clay wheels, and it was a while ago.
Wow.
And then the rubber wheels came out, and you could skate, and that's when we started skating in the pools and looking at skating in swimming pools in the 70s. But there's still 70s. There was no snowboarding. Snowboarding was not even a thought of at that point. We thought of it, like, man, we don't want to ski. We want to surf down this mountain, but couldn't do it yet. It wasn't until the 80s came along that people started doing a little bit of snowboarding. Not really in the 90s is when it got popular.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I remember. I vaguely remember.
I don't know if you remember when it was banned in most resorts for a while there.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah,
I've never been on a snowboard. They scare me. I've skied.
Yeah. Well, I skied. I grew up skiing. I love skiing, but it always felt weird going straight down the mountain when I wanted to surf down it.
Wow. So how long have you been surfing?
Oh, we've been, my mom and the kids in the neighborhood started when we were, as soon as we could walk, we're at the beach, we're with little boards and body surfing. And, since I can remember, we grew up at the beach. So,
Jeez,
you know,
dude.
belly boarding, then knee boarding, and then surfing was just I still surf with a guy I met in Venice High surf class.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's
it's been
crazy.
something that's been doing for my whole life. Yeah.
Debbie is going to have that Lindsay chick on her show her show's called Find It. You gotta watch Debbie. She's awesome.
All right. I'm writing it down right now so I can remember.
She said, I can barely ski, let alone all that fancy, scary stuff. Yeah, you gotta check out Debbie, and her show's amazing.
All right. I will definitely do that.
I think because she's a member of the Grow Live Academy, and I think, Debbie, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I was her first guest. I think. Maybe not. Yeah. Debbie Schultz Bettendorf. Look her up and send her a friend request. He's good people, Debbie. Accept his friend request. So Ron, I put in the title that you are yes, I was her first guest. Wow. That you are the modern day Mike Brady. And I said that to you one time. You cracked up because that's the only architect that I know. But here you are, this world renowned freaking snowboarder and surfer, but you're an architect.
Yeah. So instead of being a professional skater or snowboarder or surfer, I went off and went to college. My other buddies are all professional. The guy I surf with all the time now, I met in Venice High surf, but he was a professional surfer. He went on, he didn't go off to college. He went to professional surfing. And the contractors I work with now are all Pepsi skate team guys. And yeah, but I was on my college surf teams. That was as far as, but that's not a real, common thing. But
so you got a degree in architecture, and I know that you've done like massive things in the architectural world. Right? You've been at it for a long time.
I've been doing it for a long time. I don't know how big the projects are, but I do mostly homes like Brady, this Tom Brady there. I just did mostly homes, restaurants. And I work. What's the funnest thing I did though was when I was the architect for Venice High School when they remodeled the school, and I got to go and talk to my teachers, and my mom was the school nurse at the time, so I gave her a really, really big office, and that was fun. That was fun, and redid that, and I was really active in stage crew at the time when I was in high school, and so I got to put a lot of money into redoing the whole auditorium, and
wow,
that was fun going back and seeing all the teachers, because when I was in high school, and I didn't leave this school on a real high academic note. We'll put it that way.
I can relate to that.
So, and I kind of did more surfing than I was studying at that point. So when they saw that I came back and I was their architect, they're like, "Oh, hey, look at little Ronnie Howell made some of himself."
That is so awesome, dude.
My poor mom even gave up on me, but she's like, he's just going to surf and skate his life away, and all right, whatever.
Do those guys make money at that?
Oh yeah, now they make millions. Boy, those guys it's huge business. They get sponsorships. Back in the 80s, it wasn't quite the same thing. They struggled, and it wasn't quite the huge business it is now. So, but God, those professional snowboarders, skaters, and surfers now. I got friends of mine, their sons are surfers, and they just get sponsored by Quicksilver to go surf. They're not even on the tour or anything. They just go surf, and they film them and they put them on YouTube, and they have,
Do you ever do that what's it called? Like is it like a snowboarding half pipe kind of
Oh,
thing?
yeah.
So do you know the name Louis Vito?
Louis Vito. I don't think so.
He's an Olympic snowboarder,
Mhm.
Louis Vito. And crazy story. My grandfather here, I'm in Texas, but in Ohio, where I'm from, my grandfather actually built the ski resort in this one area called Mad River Mountain. He built it. Like he blew the first stick of dynamite to, I mean, put in the lifts and everything. And this family, the Vito, Vito Vito family, I met Louis Vito when he was that big. I mean, he was a little like 2 years old maybe, and this kid grew up to be an Olympic snowboarder. Like, and he started on the mountain that not mountain, it's a hill, but in Ohio there are no mountains, but it's a big hill, and it he became an Olympic snowboarder, and I met him. I sat in his dad's office way before he ever got on the first snowboard. So anyway, just weird.
Yeah, he
Um,
started off young. So
yeah, yeah,
the half pipe is the most like a wave. So that's always been my favorite. It's like you're surfing. There's like a
wow.
big. It's like two waves together, kind of. So that
And
was my
you
always
can
my
you do that.
oh, that was my favorite thing to do. Yeah,
Do you get air and all that?
they
And
can get air out of them. Yeah.
what?
I don't do spins. I'm not the get 5 spins, but I get out and drop back in. Yeah.
But you can get up and turn around and come back
Turn and
down.
drop back in. But that's what you did when we were skating in pools. That's what we learned that same motion. So it's very similar.
Dude, that is
Or
crazy.
empty pools. We're sort of used to skate those empty pools. Yeah.
I was looking into this like doing a mastermind cruise. I was telling you a little about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I looked, and one of the ships has one of those I don't know what you even call them, a wave thing that shoots the water out, and you like stand on a board and you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. There's those standing wave machines now that
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
surf. They're
Yeah, it's like a surf
but you kind of
machine
could
or
do it
something.
on a soft board or something because I don't think you can have fins. It's a
Yeah,
but
you can't have a fin.
yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. So you could probably do that with no problem.
Yeah, that's probably the same. They're building these surf parks all over the world now. So they're going to have surf parks. The one that's really cool. They got one in Switzerland where you can snowboard down, and at the bottom of the lift is a surf park where you can surf, and there's lights on, so you can do it all day long. All day, you're not waiting for the morning to come, surfing all
Wow.
day.
That's
So,
crazy.
yeah, Palm Springs they're building 2 of them right now, big pools out in the middle of the desert. So
That's
I don't have to go to Bali anymore, Hawaii. Just take a little drive down to Palm Springs get some surf.
You get some decent way for everybody watching. Ron lives in Los Angeles. But I mean, you get some pretty decent waves out there, don't you?
Oh yeah, but then it's just not consistent. One day it's like today it's tiny, it's just lapping up on shore, and then tomorrow big, and it's different. The tides and the swell comes in different directions. So that's what makes surfing so hard to learn, because it's so different every day.
Have you ever surfed those giant waves in Hawaii or Australia?
I've surfed some pretty big waves in Hawaii and not Australia, Bali, been to Indonesia and surfed some pretty big waves there. Yeah.
Like how big?
Like 20-foot faces,
where you're like inside the wave, like right. You see those videos, man.
Those guys, those big too. Yeah. I remember this one where it's this big tube. You're in this, you're riding inside this wave. And usually I kind of drag my hand, like you're kind of like to keep your, just your perspective. I remember reaching to drag my hand on the wave, and it wasn't there. There's no wave. I was just standing. It was so big that there's no dragging my hand. I just got to stand here. And I remember that was big. Like, holy shit, I can't even touch the side of the wave. It's like, what?
Yeah. Wow.
So
that's crazy, dude.
Don't do that anymore. So.
You don't?
No, I was just in the Mentawais, which is some islands off Bali a few months ago, and I realized that I'm just not the place in my life where I want to put myself in that much danger.
What? Okay, so
Danger.
tell me what's dangerous about that. I mean, I would never do it personally because I have this fear of drowning. Is that the danger? Drowning? Is it the water hits you so hard you can? I mean, what's dangerous about surfing?
Well, where I was at in the Mentawais, it's like surfing over razor blades. So
What?
the reef is so sharp that you just brush your hand on it and it cuts you open. So
Oh,
if you fall, every time you fall, you get cut
on the reef.
on the reef. Yeah. I
Well,
mean, there's guys with gloves and hoods and helmets and booties so that and they wear wetsuits even though it's hot, because every time you scrape against the reef, you get cut.
have you ever considered not surfing where there's a reef?
Yeah. Well, in this place, it was all reef. Every single place was reef. It was just sharp
What
reef after
the
sharp reef. And I'm like, and
what?
then you get those hollow waves. You got to have really shallow water. If it's not hollow, just if it's deeper water, but if it's shallow, then they're breaking really hollow. So the hollower it is, the shallower it is. So if you don't make it in that barrel, it's shallow and you bounce off the bottom and you're going to get hurt. I got cut, I got hurt, I got banged up. I mean, it was, everybody in the trip got cut up. It's like, I don't know about this getting cut up thing.
Everybody in the what got cut up?
On the trip that I went on, we were on a boat and there was 10 of us on a boat and everybody got hurt. It's not like you just, and one of the guys on the boat, one of the captain, this Indonesian guy, he has this book and he shows us all the pictures of all the people he sewed up. He sew everybody up because he was because you're out there, you're 50 miles away from any kind of hospital or anything. So he's got to sew you back up. And then I saw that, and this guy's like, guys big, their whole heads were cut. They're sewing people. I'm like, oh my God.
From hitting the reef.
From hitting the reef. Yeah. It's freaking dangerous.
Dude,
I'm like,
that is, but you don't experience that in California.
No, you don't get that. It's sand bottom, and
but you're not inside a barrel in California either,
well,
right?
You could be inside barrels in California, but it's generally sand bottom. It's a little not quite as sharp, and there's some rock places, but the sand, that's a little. It sand's like concrete, so you hit it, you can still get hurt, but it's not like razor blades.
Have you? But can you ride it all the way into shore? Like if you don't fall?
Yeah, you can ride it. So
do you do that? I mean,
well, here in California, you're talking about
anywhere. I don't know. I don't. Yeah. I know nothing about this sport at all. Nothing. In Bali, can you ride it all the way to shore or?
Well, generally, you're out there in the middle of the ocean. The reef's out there, so you're not. There's no shore. That's you're on a reef that may be, 100 yards offshore somewhere. So
how's it so shallow if you're because the reef
builds up. Yeah, so, it's coral, so the coral is really sharp, and there's certain corals that are sharper than others, and the more, so it's not like rock. It's this live coral. If it's old coral, like most of Hawaii is kind of older coral, and it doesn't really cut you up as bad, But this fresh live coral they have in the Mentawais, man, that cuts you up, man. You just paddling, and if your hand gets too deep and brushes against the reef, it'll cut your hands. Oh, and I had cuts on my hand. You had to kind of paddle like this so you didn't go too deep and scrape against the. So I was like, I'm not.
Have you ever considered seeking professional help?
After that trip, I was thinking, what am I thinking, man? I'm not into this getting sized up. And then watching these young kids on the trip just going for it. They don't, and I remember being that way. What the hell? A couple scrapes. We used to call them, they were your badges of courage there. A couple bunny scratches. We used to call them. A few bunny scratches on your back. I'm like,
dude,
I don't want
these
bunny
scratches.
I don't want to get cuts. And I came back, I was cut up, and I'm like, I don't know. Don't want to do that.
What about what about the snowboarding stuff, like coming down?
But the snowboarding's so easy compared to surfing because especially when you're heliboarding, it's soft. You're getting really fresh, soft snow, and you fall, you may tumble a little bit, but you don't got to paddle to catch the mountain, and gravity's taking you down. If you fall, if you fall off some cliff. With a box, but
but there's I've seen people on like come over a cliff and it's almost like they're free falling for 100 feet or whatever. I don't know, but and then they land and just keep going. Like you do that?
I've done some stuff like that. Yeah.
Man, dude.
But
do you still do it, or
once again, I'm not doing it every day like I was 10 years ago. So I go heliboarding, but we're not looking for the big drops anymore. We're like, little jumps, maybe a little cool little drop offs, but no, like, there was a day we're like, okay, because you have a guide with you. So you give off the helicopter and there's a guide who says, okay, follow me. So we'll tell the guy, okay, guide, tell us where that big drop off is. Give us where the jumps. And nah, not anymore. Now we're like, tell us where it's like nice and easy and smooth.
That's crazy, dude.
But it's a whole different sport when you're out there just surfing down this wide open, untouched powder. It's amazing. Yeah, that's on every snowboarder's bucket list.
That is so cool, dude. So cool. Again, that's, I sit here and I say it's cool. I watch guys on YouTube do all that stuff, and I think, what are you doing? And like, why are you doing that? And I get the adrenaline, I get I get all that, but man, you're literally, especially the coral reef thing that you were talking about, like that seems like you're literally just, because you could fall on coral right here, and
then you got your board who's got fins on it like knives.
Yeah.
So fall, and then you get stuck with a fin, and then you fall on the razor blades, and then you're 100 miles from a hospital.
That's crazy, dude.
No, it's crazy.
So people die from it.
Oh yeah. I would just watch the video of Jerry Lopez was one of the top surfers in my day, and he got stabbed right in the butt, and fin hit him and right up in the really bad place to get a fin stuck up there, and it was pretty serious. He didn't die, but it was pretty serious.
Wow. Ouch. Yeah, no thanks.
No, I'll tell you some other time about when I was on this trip. One of the most scariest situations I ever had in my life. I watched a guy like blow his hands off. It was like the most horrible thing. It had nothing to do with surfing. It just was crazy drunk guys playing with fireworks. 100 miles away from a hospital. Really stupid. Don't play with fireworks. Don't even stay away from it. That's just, especially when you're
I feel like we just made a left turn at Albuquerque. That is totally random. Wow.
Yeah.
You said don't play with fireworks. Well, man, so everybody watching, make sure you look Ron up on Facebook. And are you on Instagram?
I think so. See, I should know this.
Oh my gosh. We gotta work on that.
I got an Instagram. But I don't do anything with it. So
well, follow Ron on Facebook. I'm gonna do a real interview with him someday soon. But Ron is, he's a well known snowboarder and surfer. And what was the Craig told a story about one of the guys from Metallica, like the bass player from Metallica is a friend of yours that actually looks up to you and is it surfing abilities?
I'm not exactly sure, but when he wrote back to Craig that, he's a legend, and he's real good friends of mine. So
Wow.
Craig, and I know him, but it's not like we're
Rob Trujillo, right?
Rob Trujillo, right? And so he's really good friends with some really good friends of mine. And I told that to Craig, and Craig's, well, I'm gonna, text him right now and see if he knows you. And you text him, and he wrote back, "Oh, Ron Howell, yeah, he's a legend." So
wow.
that was pretty cool.
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So everybody follow Ron. I just wanted to show Ron how easy it is to do a live stream and have somebody on a show like this. And I'll have you on a real Breakthrough Walls soon, very soon. We're going to schedule that, as a matter of fact. And so make sure you follow him and look out for one day at 11 a.m. Central Time. I will have Ron on, and we'll do a full-blown interview where Ron tells his entire life story. So
from the beginning,
make sure you follow this guy, and Ron, don't leave, don't hang up, but we will see you guys later. Thanks for popping in and watching us. Have a great day. See you soon.
Thank y'all.